What are you doing, Tina?
What are you doing, Jenny?
We are two women living our best lives in the Black Hills of South Dakota, sharing our stories, laughs, and projects happening in the garage.
Whether you're looking for a bit of joy, a spark of creativity, or just a comforting voice, you can find it here. Unicorn!
Here we go, unicorns.
Here we go.
We have an extra unicorn today.
Oh my gosh. So
Please
many
introduce.
people are going to be so excited because this is our friend Renee Sales. And Renee, we've talked about Renee so much in our podcast and in our socials that it's nice that
Here's
you're
what I know.
here.
She's your neighbor. She's
Yep.
your bestie. And she's a big part of your life.
Yeah, but it goes way back. Tina, take us in the way back.
Far back.
Are you on the camera?
Kindergarten.
Nobody knows how far back.
Kindergarten. Amy.
Really?
Renee, what was Tina like in kindergarten?
Oh my gosh. Tina gave me permission to do full disclosure.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Tina was just, she was just the same, but she was completely different. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Just the same, but completely different.
And younger.
Say what you mean by
She
that.
looked just the same though. She had the same little doop, the little boop. Have you shown the picture?
I don't think so. I don't think
Gosh,
they've
I wish I
seen.
would have brought like
I
the
don't think
soccer
they've
picture.
seen any
You know
of the
which one I'm
photos.
talking
Yes,
about? Where
I
she's
do.
standing there like hot, like she's
Yeah.
standing all hot. Quit acting
Please
hot,
send it to
Tina.
Russ.
Yeah, we'll send it.
Okay.
And I think we should send the Batgirl picture too when you were the Batgirl for Larry's softball team.
Oh,
Oh yeah, when I was a little kid. I was little kid.
so cute. Yeah, I mean, like wildly competitive, you know, incredibly aggressive. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, mixed sporterson, the sportiest.
Sportiest spice you ever sported?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sportified.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I would say, like, not part of any one group, you know, just, I mean, we were a small town, so all of us were, what was our class? 9?
Yeah, like 87.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the, yeah,
So we're,
like 92,
this is a
something
small
like
class.
that.
And so everyone really was sort of friends with everyone, but like anything, there were groups, right? But I would say not really part of any one group. You know, Tina was kind of friends with everybody.
Yeah.
Is a baby unicorn a pony? Ponycorn?
I don't know. That's
Not
a
sure.
good question.
I've never heard of a pony corn.
I don't think they're
For the
called
record.
pony
There's-
corns.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll do a bit of research
I think,
Thank you.
while
yeah.
Renee continues to tell.
yeah.
Your origin story.
I think so. Yeah.
So the real reason, Renee, we asked you on the podcast today was to talk about best practices when buying and selling a home. We had a lot of feedback after we told the story of our home sale, and we thought we'd have the expert on.
Oh, fun.
Renee, first of all, we got to set this up. What qualifies you as an expert on buying and selling a home?
Ooh. Well, I would like to first say that Jenny gave me approximately, 8 minutes to jump out of the shower and get here. But
Yep.
I've been selling real estate for 23 years. I think that the fact that Tina, who is the pickiest human that I know on the face of the earth, trusted me to answer questions on her real estate purchases is one of the finest endorsements, honest to goodness, that I've received. And I mean that with all of my heart. Not once, but several times on several purchases. I mean, I really mean that.
She's a great resource. You know, one of the things that I love about Renee as a person, but also what Renee does, is Renee has known me through every stage of my life. And just like anybody, we all grow and evolve, but she has seen that transition through every stage, and she knows what my core values are and the things that really drive me. but she also gets to have that relationship with my wife. So sometimes when I'm not thinking about something from Jenny's perspective or in a manner that would be important to Jenny, you know, as a first thought, Renee has that medium to bring into the conversation, to just like, hey, I understand where you're coming from. And like she said, you know, I've known you my whole life, and I know how much research you do and how particular you are, and you know, all the things that make me me. But don't forget there's, you know, this softer side of someone living in this same space or part of this transaction or decision or what have you. So it's just, it's a very interesting dynamic. And when we bought this house that we're currently in, we did not know that Renee was two doors down.
No.
You didn't?
No, we didn't know. It was like a happy surprise.
It was the funniest, craziest. The entire thing was nuts. Yeah. I think best practices, you know, number one is, you know, the market that you are negotiating in really dictates, first of all, the best practices. So your agent has to be experienced enough to know what you're up against. You know, the house that you bought before this house, your negotiation was much different than the one that
we have now.
Yeah,
100%.
very different. And so you need to be talking to an agent that understands those differences and can kind of be like, okay, whole different ball game, folks. You know, this is what we need to do on this one versus the other one. So I think that is a huge part of it, is being able to trust that agent and know that what they're saying is correct. Jenny's, I think you're part therapist, a huge part therapist. I have almost a minor in psychology, and I've often said, that's really come in handy. I thought all those credits were a big fat waste of time, but they were not.
It turns out algebra actually was a waste of time.
Yes, it was.
100%. I have Tina for that. I don't need
Tina's a math major. We give Tina all our math homework.
Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that at all. And you're so right. You know, each person kind of has their own pattern. You know, like this is the way I do it, and this is the way. I think Tina's very black and white compared to Jenny and I. There's so many shades of gray, and there's so many ways that we can get in there. I mean, but it's very interesting negotiating with Tina because she'll just surprise me. She'll like get in there and she'll be like, but what about this? I'll be like, oh, okay. You know, she really is a master negotiator. So,
well, thanks for that. I mean,
she had some really, you know,
that's a high compliment coming from you, because I've heard you negotiate things before, and you're tough. Like, you are.
Yeah, I think you have to know when to be tough and when to be soft. And I think that people underestimate how softness works, right? Like, softness is the hidden, you know.
It's a superpower.
Yeah. Underneath this blonde hair, you know, people underestimate the people that maybe don't look like master negotiators.
And I think, too, there's two things that I want to share on the heels of that comment. Number one, people's past experiences drive their future decisions. And I would say there's a very high percentage of people that have one, maybe two real estate transactions in their lifetime, right? They buy a first home and likely stay there until they transition out, or until they move away or downsize. You know, it's a limited number. It would be my guess. So that second or third decision that they end up making is predicated on the very first one that they made that could have been 50 years ago. And times have changed drastically since that transaction. And that's where I love the approach that Renee takes. Is she hears you and she understands, and that's where the softness comes in, is making those statements. I understand and I hear you. You know, real estate has come a long way. Things have really changed. And she has a way of kind of pulling people into the reality of today instead of what their experience was of yesterday.
Yeah.
The second part that I don't want to let go too far into the episode without acknowledging is that Renee was a top producer in the month of July and has now already earned her way into, if I'm not mistaken, the Platinum Club, yes?
Yes.
And so for people that don't know what those things mean in your world, that's a big freaking deal. So can you just kind of tell us what that means?
Well, you know, every company has kind of like benchmarks, you know, just benchmarks of sales. And with RE/MAX, you know, it's a benchmark of production.
Sure.
2025, I'm not going to lie, has been a real son of a.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a hard year. And I think that the climate, our climate of financials, our financial climate, our political climate, this fear that is going on has really affected the real estate market. And it's not that it's good or bad. I just think that when there's a climate of fear, it makes stuff hard. And it's like, I've worked with great people, and it's just that it's hard. It's not that they're hard. It's not that they are making it hard.
Right.
It's hard.
It creates a foundation of distrust, right?
Exactly. Yes, distrust, and it's like, and they're just constantly like, am I okay? Am I okay? Am I okay?
Yeah.
And so you just constantly have to be like, yes, you know, you're doing the right thing, and you're okay, and things are still good. And the rates, you know, we just bounced back a little bit. You know, we're actually in the fives again.
Yeah.
And so, you know, the people who bought in the sixes and even in the sevens, it's like, that was okay. You got to do what you got to do for your family. If you needed this house, you can't be held hostage by those.
Right.
And so just that constant, you know, everyone, you know, I think if you talk to like pretty much any realtor, you're just going to hear, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Like we're all just real tired. And lenders, holy smokes. Give your lenders and realtors a big, giant hug right now. We're tired.
Little plug for my brother, Brian Sadrala.
Yes.
He's tired, man.
Right, totally. Like there was a stretch where transactions were pretty rapid, like quick closing, not a whole lot of contingencies. Like there was, you know, things were moving pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And now start to finish days to close has gone up.
Yes.
There are a lot of hurdles that you're having to overcome. There is a lot of
sitting on the market.
Yes. There's a lot
Our
of
neighborhood.
Yes, there's a lot of conversations and affirmation that you have to overcome.
Exactly.
Talk about that a little bit.
About the sitting on market.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really big one. So we can talk about the one in our neighborhood.
Yes.
That was on market, you know, for a year and a half. And I think that what's happened is a lot of sellers have taken a long time to acknowledge that we're not in COVID years anymore. And so the pricing, it's not that the prices in the Black Hills, we're pretty
That's
lucky
what scares
here.
me. Everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're pretty lucky. You know, I'm using the word prices have stabilized. You know, so they're just not moving up like they were. So people kept looking at, you know, the way that they were increasing, and now they're just stabilizing. But sellers didn't figure that out quick enough, and so the people that are still pricing their homes with those COVID prices are sitting. And then also, you know, sellers weren't having to get their homes presented
Ready,
as beautifully as they used to.
Staged, yep.
So between the presentation not being perfect, and I do mean perfect, and not pricing, market value, or even just a titch lower, because now you've got 5, 7, 8 homes to compete against just right in your subdivision.
Right.
So you should be at market value, or maybe just a titch under, so that you can get people excited about it. And then really great marketing, not just.
Yeah.
See, I think
Let's
that's the
talk about the
component.
difference between
Yes.
listing a house and marketing a house.
That's the
marketing
component.
the crap out of
Does
it.
it cost more money to have a realtor that markets your home versus lists it?
Well, the price that you pay a listing agent is negotiable, right? So you can negotiate with your agent. A year ago, or before this lawsuit, you paid one fee for the listing agent and the buyer's agent. Now, when you list with an agent, you just pay for the listing agent. The buyer's agent negotiates their fee when they write a purchase agreement. So a lot of people don't understand that, when people are like, it costs me 6%. Well, you don't know up front what it's going to cost you. You just know what it's going to cost you to list it.
What is the difference between listing and marketing?
Well, the marketing is what the listing agent does. The marketing, what does a listing agent do? They market your home, they advertise. Marketing is advertising.
Okay.
So that comes with your fee. That comes with your fee when you list your home. So what is included? Do they stage it? That's usually the seller's own dime. But some people include things like, some agents include things like, do they include professional photography, or are they just going to take it with their cell phone? Do they do videos? Do they do videos
Like
of
a
the home?
walkthrough?
Or a drone shot?
Do
or,
they do drone shots?
Yep.
Right. Does that cost extra? Are they going to put that on the seller or not? These are all things that you
I always
need
thought
to
that was
know.
just part of listing.
You should know. Some
Yeah.
people do it. Some agents do it. Some agents do not do it. You should know.
Yeah.
As the seller, you should ask.
That's a question that
what
you...
comes with this? What are you going to do to market my home?
And that
You
is,
should
let's
know.
land right there for a second. As somebody that's getting ready to sell a house, and I would venture to say a very high percentage of people know a realtor.
Yes. No. Several.
Several.
Usually.
In their circle, somebody that they bought the house from, whatever the interaction has been.
And usually it's something like, I know somebody I go to church with, somebody
Yep.
who my kids'
Yep.
teacher, or whatever. They know a bunch of them just by virtue of existing.
Sure. Acquaintance, yep.
Keep going.
Common interests, what have you. I think something that isn't asked often enough, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is that very question. We become so fixated on what is the percentage? What's this going to cost me? What am I losing in the transaction, right? That's the mentality.
Right.
That we forget to ask, what are you going to do to market my house? What are the tangible things that you are going to do as my agent to sell my home?
And then let me go one little step further. One other thing that I see so often is I'll have people who sold their house say, oh, I just sold it by owner. And I am not talking crap about by owners, because there are by owners who sold it without an agent who they know, they've done it, they're flippers, right? They are people who know what they're doing, and they know enough that they can do it profitably. But the one-off people who don't know what they're doing, and they're like, yay, I did it, and they go, yeah, and I saved money because I didn't use a realtor, I will just about guarantee you that they lost their butts.
They left money on the table.
Because they don't know what they don't know.
Right.
They don't know. They don't know what the value was. Do you know do you even know what market value was? Do you know what, if it's closing costs should have been included? Do you know what you should have done on a home inspection contingency? Do you know what paperwork should have been included? because somebody could come back on you. It's just like attorneys. Like Jenny and I have talked about this 100 times. Like, do you know the way that the deed should have been drawn up? There are lots of times when I just had an estate, like right now I have a client who referred somebody who's selling her dad's estate. And she was like, I'm good to go because I already have the power of attorney that I downloaded from the, online or whatever. I'm like, well, he's dead. This power of attorney doesn't,
That's not
a power
valid.
of attorney for a dead person is not helpful.
Right.
She had downloaded a will online. You guys don't do that.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Like, use an attorney. Like, pay the attorney.
Yeah.
Don't download, it's just like, there are certain things, electricians,
Yeah.
right, Tina?
Yeah. Yep.
Use an electrician.
Use somebody that's that's
plug for my
bonded
dad.
and insured.
If your dad's an electrician,
Great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is.
Fine.
then yes.
Then yes.
But like, there are things like, don't screw with that, and the same, if you know what you're doing as a buy owner, sure. But like these one-off people, I'm just like, it makes me sad because like, and then they brag to their friends, yep, I didn't use a realtor. Like, you probably lost your butt. Like, or they think they know what they're doing and then they do it by owner and I'm the buyer's agent and I do everything for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you have a seller's disclosure?
I don't know.
What?
What's that? Yeah.
Like I do everything and then they're mad at me because I want to charge them. Like,
Right.
no, I'm representing me. No, you're not.
No.
I am. I'm doing
Yeah.
everything for you. I'm literally doing all your paperwork. And if I wasn't so honest, I could like literally take advantage of you.
Right.
Because you're telling me everything.
And I think it's also important.
And she takes the
Right.
coffee.
That's right.
And that's how you do
And
that.
that's how you do
I don't
that.
represent you.
Hold my beer.
I don't
Watch this.
represent you.
Right. I think it's also important to kind of stop and take a look and ask yourself the question, when you're vetting out who's going to list your home and you're asking these questions of what are you going to do to market my home, you also need to ask yourself and them, how many houses have you sold in the last year, or how many listings do you currently have, or what is your experience in this market? Are you new to that realtor? May, especially in a metropolitan area, this may be a side gig for them.
Yeah.
And they may be new to the area. So if you're going to be paying a percentage to list your home, why wouldn't you pay that it's costing you the same amount of money? Why wouldn't you go hire somebody that's selling 100, 200 homes a year rather than 1 or 2 homes a year?
Yeah, if you want something done, give it to a busy person. Kind of that thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
And when you look at even the discounting, it always cracks me up when people are like, they'll do it for this amount instead of this amount. And I'm like, doesn't that make you nervous?
Great.
That they immediately gave up.
Yeah.
They immediately gave it up.
And
Like,
what are they giving up?
Why? Why did they give that up?
What are they giving up? Like, what are they
Yeah.
not going to do for you?
And why? Why did they
Yeah.
give that up? Because what are they going to give up for you when they're negotiating? Are they really
And-
that good of a negotiator?
Like buying a house is emotional. Like your emotions
Right.
are all tied up
Yeah.
in it. And guess who's not emotional? This kid over here.
Right.
She is not emotional about it. She is the one that can separate out. She can support you and be there for you and your excitement, but when it's time to negotiate the deal, she's not emotional. And it's important to have that in the transaction, I think.
Yeah, and one thing that or a couple things I don't like, buying a car, and I also don't like buying a house because there's so much that goes into it, and I just want the house. I don't want to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I trust a realtor.
Yeah.
I just want them to do it.
yeah.
And we
Just
have
give me the
had,
keys.
the previous house that I had, that Renee's referring to before we moved into the house out by her, I did sell that. That was a quote unquote for sale by owner. But the caveat is the buyer was from out of state, didn't know anybody here as far as having a realtor. So we brought Renee in and said, look, let's have a 3-way conversation, transparent conversation with the person that is buying the house, with us and with Renee.
But I did all the paperwork for you.
And yes, and then at the end of the day,
It wasn't really a buy owner.
you know, this is where I'm going, is we agreed on a purchase price, but then we had Renee really represent both of us in the middle of that transaction to ensure that the home inspection was done to the buyer's expectation, that the repairs were done to the buyer's expectation. So even though I found the buyer, I still needed Renee's expertise to close that deal,
It was done.
to make sure that I was protected
Right.
as the seller.
Yeah.
Specifically for that reason. I don't want somebody coming back on me. I know enough to be dangerous, but not enough to be an expert.
Yeah, you did everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was done.
And that's, you know, if you're contemplating pulling home values from Zillow and sticking a sign out for sale by owner in your front yard, think again, because things that are listed for sale on a Zillow or a Redfin or whatever it is, whatever site you're looking at, that doesn't mean that that's what the house closed at. That doesn't mean
Doesn't
that
mean
that's
they pulled comps and
exactly
right.
that doesn't mean that that is the realistic price per square foot.
Well, in our area too, I'm glad you brought that up, Tina, because Zillow in our area is really hard. In big metro areas, they can get a lot closer, but we have a really tricky area.
We do.
You know, we're all, good luck on the boulevard.
Right.
The boulevard is like a nightmare. That's like the
And that's
hardest.
It's like the historical district,
Right.
in
Which
Rapid
there's
City.
like 12 houses for sale on or just off the boulevard right now. And trying to be an agent, whether that's a listing or a buyer's agent right now, I can't imagine having those conversations or going through a negotiation. Well, but Smith's right up the street, 2 blocks over, they got this much for their house, and I have more square footage. Well, yeah, but you haven't updated your kitchen since the 70s.
Yes.
You have one bathroom.
You know, right? Like there's just a mentality shift, and it's the biggest asset that most of us are ever going to have, and so we guard it. Right? We're defensive over it.
And we all think we have the best
Yeah.
one. I mean, like for us as realtors,
Yeah.
we usually have another realtor do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is
Yeah.
how
You don't represent yourself even
Yes.
as a realtor.
No,
Yeah.
it's just like I would never. It's so hard. It's
Yeah.
impossible not to have. You know, it's your heart.
Yeah.
It's your
home is-
your memories.
Yeah.
It's so valuable to
It's
you.
your heart, and you
Yeah.
of course you think you have the very bestest one. You know, or you're like. You're the opposite way. You're gonna like give it away. You're like, oh gosh, this isn't work. You know, it's one extreme or the other. It's so hard. It's really, it's a really. One more thing about the interviews with agents that I want to bring up too. It's really, really easy now to pull those stats.
Yeah.
So it's really nice, you know, between Google My Business pages or Zillow to see agents' production. So those are really good resources.
And don't you feel like when you walk into a conversation, like a potential listing appointment, doesn't that give you a sense of pride? And don't you feel when somebody has some of those statistics or says
Yes.
to you, gosh, I saw that you had a really productive year last year, I would feel honored that they have taken the time to educate themselves.
It's a better conversation right
Yeah.
up front. Yep. And I recommend, I asked people, are you interviewing more than one agent? It does not make me feel bad. In fact, I'm glad they do their research because I feel better because I take a lot of time for my listing presentation and I want to know that they spoke to someone else because I think that it makes me I'm glad
makes
to
your
know
star shine even brighter.
it does because I take pride in my presentation. I think I offer as much or more than anybody out there, and so I want them to see what other agents offer, because I want them to see I offer as much or more than anyone out there.
Right. And
so it doesn't make me feel bad.
No,
Talk to
in
anyone
fact,
you
it
want.
elevates you.
Yeah.
It's, it highlights the product, and the product is
Right.
you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you should. I think that people should always ask, though, what are you going to do to market your home? Because I think a lot of people, they don't even, when I start telling them this is what I do, they're surprised. Like a lot of people, like younger people and older people.
And tell us
both.
what you do.
I'm not going to give my secret sauce, Jenny. I'm not gonna give my
Good
secret
for you,
sauce.
Renee.
But
Dang it.
You are the product.
But for real, I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, you should absolutely, professional photos. My gosh, please
Yeah.
don't
Take them on an
a-
iPhone. Yeah.
Please don't let your agent put cell phone pictures. I mean, it is 2025. My
Yeah.
gosh. I think drone photos, because I think it's important for people to see where your home is in proximity to, right?
To a school or a church or
Sure.
a main
near-
road.
Yeah,
Sure.
like we're near Bear Country. Like
Sure.
we're on the corridor to
Yeah.
Mount Rushmore. Like
Yeah.
I think that's
Those are
important.
important things. Yeah.
Hiking trails.
Yeah.
If you're downtown, I'm near shopping. I
Yeah.
think those things are really important.
Don't give away too many secrets.
Right.
Just
right.
yeah.
Lock it down, Renee.
Yeah, she's going
So-
too far.
I think that these things are important to sellers, though. Like you should think about just like baseline, get online and start looking before you list your home at the listings that you're interested in. When you start like looking at your neighbor's home, if you see pictures of like dark pictures and ones that are filled with furniture that look crowded and stuff, you're gonna scroll through them, right? Like you're not gonna stop on those pictures. So know that you want to get your home, into shape like that. It's I always tell sellers when I list, when we decide to partner, I say it like that. We're partnering together. I have a huge investment. I don't want to sit with you for months and months. I remember back, this is another thing about being in the business for a long time. I remember, back in 2010, we used to do listing agreements for 6 months to a year.
Wow.
Because it would take so long to move
Yeah.
the product. Yeah.
Yes. And
Yep.
so like I am partnering, I'm not going to partner with a turd.
Right. Yeah.
I don't want to partner with someone that doesn't want to move their home.
Right.
The kiss of death is someone who's like, I'm in no hurry. Oh, cool.
Oh, great.
Great. Well, I'd love to work with you. Like, why do I want to? I'm in no hurry. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
Money loves speed.
yes. Like, I'm not
Next.
saying.
Right.
I'm
Next.
not saying that I want to get every single penny I can for you, because I'm partnering with you because I care about you. Like,
Right.
I want to get every single penny I can for you. But no, I do not have an interest in just hanging out.
Right.
I have a job to do. I'm a professional, and I'm spending money, by the way. I am paying for a professional photographer, a drone. My marketing costs me money. I spend a lot of money. So I met with a client last week, and they had just, their listing had expired with another agent. And he said, I don't know. I don't think she even cared. And I said, I'll just tell you right now, if we decide to work together, I'm going to care. Like if our listing expires and we don't sell, I am going to be very sad, because at the end of it, I will have spent a butt ton of money and I have no check.
Right.
So
The other thing
maybe
I
you
want
shouldn't
to
spend any money.
I want to talk about too is tell us a little bit about how you keep your saw sharp and what kind of investment you put back into yourself to stay on top of what's happening not only in the industry but to make you a better agent and human.
Yeah. How do you hone your craft?
Oh, well, Jenny and I are huge nerds. I don't know
Huge,
if you know
huge nerds.
Do you talk about your extreme nerdism
No.
that much? Yeah. Jenny is a huge nerd. I mean, Tina's a nerd in a different way, but she walks away when Jenny and I nerd out.
Yeah, I usually leave the room.
You did.
There's like soft blankets and journals and paperbacks and
that's
hardcover
scary.
backs,
Yeah, I'm
and
out.
You
it's just a lot of.
You listened to that
things.
one master class.
Oh yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit.
I like masterclass. I listen to a lot of masterclass in the truck, but
That one
you
show we
guys-
watched.
yes, and I will watch it. But when you guys start clipping pictures out of news or out of magazines, and
She's talking
Doing-
about a vision board.
Yeah,
She's
I'm
talking
out.
about vision board.
Tina
I'm
doesn't
out.
even know the word.
I don't even know the word. I'm out.
When you start clipping things,
Clipping things
that's
out
what
of-
the
She's
yeah.
out the door at Vision Book.
But she didn't even know what it was called.
I'm good.
So at least twice a year. So I coach. I'm part of a coaching program. So I think that, Tina's a professional athlete. So, if you're a professional, I think you should
Professional
coach.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah,
you should,
so
yeah.
I get coached. So I do that, and then so I go to 2 coaching events at least a year, and then that's real estate coaching events. But I try to do like some sort of razzle dazzle thing on top of that too. I think I'm an eternal student, and I just really love.
I'm so glad
learning.
you just
Yes.
said that. So
Same.
Jenny and I often talk about one another being lifelong learners.
Yeah.
And I think that that's one of the ways we are all 3 kindred spirits is we are lifelong learners.
Yeah, and I think we, as we move through middle age and into this next phase of our life, our outsides might look a little different, but man, I've never been sharper, in my craft or in my
barring the brain fog from menopause.
barring that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Word
we're working
finding.
on that.
We're working on the word finding.
Let me, if I can, let me just kind of put you on the spot here just a little bit and ask you from the perspective of a first-time home buyer, what would be some key things that you would tell a first-time home buyer to either look out for, to educate themselves on, to be aware
Ensure.
of? Yeah. Yeah.
That is such a great question. So, as you guys know, my daughter just
Yes.
bought a house this spring. Oh my God, I'm going to start crying. That was the proudest moment.
Well, you are passionate.
Oh, they're
was so
such a good
awesome.
kid. She's such a good kid.
Yeah.
And these guys got to be like part of it from the get go. We got to find that video
We will.
and get it on here because
Yeah.
Tina did like a walkthrough for them. One of the things that was such a shame during COVID is like I did not get to work with first time home buyers during COVID, period. They didn't have a chance.
No.
So I kind of had to re-hone my skills. So we didn't do FHA, we didn't do South Dakota housing, we didn't get to do really even a mortgage unless they had a ton of cash to put down. They just couldn't compete.
Yeah.
And so now one of the good things about this market coming back around, and now they are officially calling it a buyer's market instead of a seller's,
Great.
is that our first-time home buyers have a chance.
Yeah.
So, hey guys,
Yeah.
come back to us.
Right.
One of the things that I tell buyers, this is what I told my daughter. I'm like, here's the deal, kids. Your home is probably going to smell like cat pee. Okay? And whether you're a first-time home buyer that is younger or older, I sold a house last month, and my first-time home buyer was 49 or 50.
I love
And it was
that.
That's
so
amazing.
great.
So great.
That's so cool.
And she was like, I mean, we cried at the closing table,
Oh.
and it was just the best. And her house did not smell like cat pee, by the
What
way.
a great win.
It was so great. But I mean, that's kind of like the cautionary thing. Like, it probably will. And that's okay because it's a building block, right?
Yep.
It's just the
It's
building,
a building
block.
block.
But there's it's just the start of it. You're probably just gonna get the equity from that one, and you're gonna build
and roll
on
it
that.
in. Yep.
There's a ton of programs. South Dakota Housing is a great program to get started.
Okay.
FHA. One of the things that people, I would like to put this myth to rest. I think that one of the reasons that people don't buy is because they think they have to have 20% down. Mm-hmm. You don't.
You don't have to anymore. That's not a thing.
You don't have to have 10% down. You don't even have to have 5% down. FHA is 3.5% down.
Yep.
And with South Dakota Housing, you can even get some gift funds. So what I would say is, if you are renting and you have a job, you should talk to a lender. Mm-hmm. And just find out and just get your path.
That's another thing. Is that the place to start?
Is that the first place to start?
That's the place to start.
Yeah.
Start with a lender.
Yep.
I mean,
how do you find a good lender?
You can start with a realtor, and then a realtor will
help introduce you if you don't know a lender. Yep.
Whoever you know. If you already know a lender that you love, that you have a relationship with, call the lender. If you already have a realtor that you love, call the realtor and they'll introduce you.
Because typically, always those two go hand in hand, but typically there is a relationship specific to that segment of people. Mm-hmm. You know, realtors usually have a lender that they lean on in a situation where the buyer may not already have one that they want to use or know, and vice versa. So I think that's worth repeating.
Yes.
Is start with who you know, and don't be afraid to utilize the connections that individual has.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't know either, I would really talk to people that you love in your circle and get an introduction. I think referrals, if you're looking for a car, don't you always ask your people, who do you know?
Who do you know?
I don't know. I mean, I know the three of us, we are so referral heavy. I mean, I don't buy a pair of shoes without asking, Jenny, where I love those. Who did you talk to? I swear, referrals, do we not refer every
sure.
Well, and it's the wave of the future. I listen to, as I'm growing this muscle into social media and podcasting and all that, one of my favorite podcasts is Gary Vee. And he talks about, he's been confident about this for years, about the future of the way that we shop, the way that we interact with one another is all going to be on platforms. Yeah. And, instead of setting up a garage sale in your garage, you're going to set it up in your living room and you're going to whatnot stream it, and you're going to have your garage sale just like that, because people want to buy from people who can tell you about the thing and tell you about their experience. And do you have any idea, that's just going to transform the way that we exist in the world, the way we shop, the way we interact with each other? It's not going away. It's just going to continue to evolve into the next thing.
Yeah. Wow. That is such a great point.
Also scary.
Yeah, that's the direction that technology is moving. Yeah. And I don't think that we can back down from that. It's kind of like we're not going to go backward. You either accept the change and adapt, or you get left behind. That we're not going back. There isn't going to all of a sudden be no internet. There's.
I don't know. I might be stubborn and have a yard sale.
Oh, you do you, Amy.
I love it. I'll come to your yard sale.
Okay.
That's right.
Bring a launcher.
I love, Renee, that you're getting to work with a more traditional buyer again.
Yeah, me too. It's so fun. It is so fun. It was really great working with my daughter too.
That was so fun from start to finish. It was so great.
And it reminds me that I want to do an interview with her. I did ask them this, but I want to do an interview with them because I asked them, were there points in the process, were there gaps where you guys were
great
confused?
questions.
Oh, you asked me that too, and I gave you feedback when we,
because it's so great working with people who you're comfortable enough, who love you enough to, Kai is she's always been this way, but she is brutally honest and hard on the brutal.
It's very frank.
Especially with you.
Very matter of fact.
There's not, you know, how we always talk
I wonder
about,
where
I
she
love
gets
kids
it.
because there's
Yeah.
no filter.
Her dad.
Right. I love kids because there's no filter.
Right.
Well, there's still no filter for Kai.
Never.
And I
ever,
so respect
ever.
and appreciate that. It's actually pretty refreshing. You always know where you stand.
Loves Tina. I mean, like, you want to talk about someone who can't make a move without Tina?
I think she's even been on a phone call on
She
our
was.
podcast.
yeah,
she
called.
was. Yep, she called. We were talking about paint.
What do you think Tina will think? What do you think Tina will think? What do you think Tina will think about
Such a
that?
good kid. I just, I
Yeah, well, and cure with Jenny. But because she wants her to diagnose her disease, usually. But,
Which I find an incredibly fun game.
yeah, it is a fun game. 'cause
Yeah, I do
she's
send
got
her
a
to
lot.
Such a
real
good
doctor,
question, though,
I
for-
don't just.
for you to be able to ask not only your child, but somebody that is going to give you honest feedback as a first-time home buyer. What are the gaps? Where could
Where
the
can I do
process
better?
have improved?
Well, it really surprised me. This was such a surprise because so I do weekly updates via phone call, and if they want texts, you know, this is a statistic that really surprised me, is that when polled, all areas, everybody wants a phone call, not a text.
I love a phone call.
Everybody
much
does.
much
Like
rather.
even kids,
Yeah.
like Gen Zers, even want a phone call. So I still do. You know, if they don't pick up, then I text, "Hey, this is what I want you to know." But Isaac, Kai's fiance, said that what he would have wanted was at the beginning a handout that he could have taken. So I do the buyer's consult where I sit down with them and I give them a packet, but I don't do. He wanted like a flow chart.
He
Yeah.
wanted like a leave behind of how
Yeah.
the process is
Yep.
going to go.
And so I was like,
That's a great idea,
That is.
actually.
it's a great idea, and he's an engineer, so I should not be surprised that he's the one who wanted it, but I just didn't expect that generation,
Yeah.
like that generation
Who
to
have
want it.
typically had the lawnmower or the helicopter parent,
Yeah.
but now they want it in order to do themselves. They don't want to be spoon-fed the information. That's so cool.
I was so,
Yeah,
and also
I love
just,
the younger ones
Yeah.
because
Paper.
they're not beholden to it like
No.
our generation.
Right.
They actually intentionally turn their phones off, which is super cool
so weird to me.
and healthy.
And terrifying because I hate it. I'm like, why are you not answering me?
I know.
And she's like, it was 15 minutes, Mom. I was
Yeah,
pooping.
whatever. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
Okay. Good
Bye.
call.
I don't remember. And
for
then she's
15
like,
minutes?
no, I'm just kidding. But then I'm like, then she's like, but what did you want? And I'm like, I can't remember.
Welcome to
Welcome to
menopause.
menopause.
That's what I keep saying.
Oh, so
That's what I
good.
keep saying.
Thank
but
you.
yeah, they were
Renee,
so
there's
great.
so much to unpack. I think we need to have you back for another episode to talk more about.
Fuzzy blankets and journals?
Well,
guys,
yeah.
You guys are so,
Envision book.
Maybe that too.
That's right.
I think we should do it on your patio. Can we do that, Amy? Will you
Sure,
come to the
yeah.
patio?
I think-
That's our favorite place.
I think the next time Renee is on, we need to give the people what they want, which is
The bathtub story.
the backstory on the bathtub
Yes,
story.
let's do that.
That's right, the aftermath.
Stay tuned.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay, no, the next time too, I'm gonna bring some Tina pictures.
Fun. Yes.
Oh boy.
We will love it. And
God help
I'll
us.
try to get some
Oh,
over.
Jonna.
So she has
Jonna has
every
everything.
single picture.
Jonna has everything. She's like Shelley
I'm gonna-
Hood.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
bringing them.
she.
I
You
have
guys
Shelley.
saved everything.
Yeah,
Oh, Jonna has
Jonna's.
every
Yeah.
single good one.
Yeah,
I'll put it
These
together and I'll
girls.
show it to you. And
we'll do a little online
oh,
flip book.
Amy, you're gonna love it.
I already do.
Yeah, we're in.
This was great. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
coming to
Renee.
spend some time with us.
Thank you
Thanks
for your
for letting
friendship and
me.
your
Oh,
sisterhood.
absolutely.
And
You're always welcome.
It's the
yeah,
funnest.
let's
Yeah.
do it.
All right.
Best time.
Okay,
ever.
ready?
Website.
Website.
Phone number.
Website, theunicornprojects.com. And phone number is, I forgot it all of a sudden. Look,
844-605.
5433.
Yes, and-
844-605-LIFE.
And if you'd like please send us questions, comments to info@theunicornprojects.com.
Yeah, and we should also provide a link to how to get a hold of you.
Yes.
If somebody needs a realtor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We
Can
will
we
put,
just put it
we'll
on
put
there?
the link
put it
in
on
the show notes.
Yes, we will.
Yep.
So for the best realtor and
Thanks, guys.
Yes.
This is the fun.
a
seriously,
tri-state area.
the
And for
best
anybody,
time.
for anybody looking for information in the greater Black Hills area, please know that Renee is not just an expert in the Rapid City market, but it is all of the surrounding areas, especially having grown up in the Lee Deadwood area. So one-stop shop.
I am.
and a kinder human you'll never meet.
Thank you. I'm actually launching an app. It'll be available it's a search app.
Oh, wonderful.
So I'll let these guys let these guys
We'll put that
it
link
on there.
in the show
Yep.
notes too
Should
when
be
it
useful.
comes out.
That's right.
A good tool.
Okay,
Thank
we're going
y'all.
to send it off with the unicorn?
Unicorn.
Unicorn.
Thank you for tuning in to the Unicorn Projects, hosted by Amy Rose with Jenny and Tina. Music by Caroline Kilty. Produced by Russ Haddon. Engineered by Chris Jaquez. It's the Unicorn Projects on the Home Slice Audio Network.